Good afternoon, everyone. Given this big platform to speak on and expecting some really serious opposition, I thought I'll play safe, be clever, not really prepare a speech, but rather pass you an intellect, an idea, some thought-provoking issues, and talks which I believe should make some sense in retrospect, should make you concerned about the state of our country. And if nothing of that happens, well, you can always humor the speech. So I'm going to start with talking about the generation we live in. I define generation by time and not by age. So when I say the generation we live in, it includes every one of you sitting here. Now this generation I recognize frequently, if not always, uses the 4-letter word completely in and out of context for every single issue that comes up in their popular consciousness. We argue, we yell, we get riled up about the issues, we abuse, and then 5 minutes later, we forget and we move on. I think that's the biggest problem of our generation right now. Classic case to this point are the terrorist attacks in Mumbai. The shameless Indian media tried its best to be shameless, and somehow they always succeed in that. They took us on a circus journey of 3 days, some of it before, some of it during, some of it after that horrifying tragedy that happened in Mumbai. A month later, I was in Mumbai with my friends, hanging out late night, and I just looked around and I told him, dude, they've forgotten. Everybody is forgotten. It's on every Mumbaika's face. They pride themselves by saying that, you just bomb us, we'll go to the office the very next day. They have slogans every day which say Salam Bombay. But it just screams to me. They have forgotten. And it's that kind of forgetfulness which you can't really do anything about. I think that needs to be looked upon. I think that needs to be addressed. If you see today's generation, they go to a theatre. The moment there is more than 5 seconds of silence, they're on the phone. Or they'll just shake up the person on the left or the right and just start talking about the recent cricket match which took place. Seriously? In a closed dark theatre where you've gone with all the focused effort to watch a film, there is no patience? This generation has the attention span of a small rodent. The policymakers of our country needs to identify this attention span problem and assault these buggers with the problems and the solutions. And when I say buggers, it means all of us. And why we need to constantly assault them? Because we'll forget and we'll just move on. We need to be constantly reminded of it. I think our country needs documentation. Right now, this thing reaches to 200 people. But I'm sure it's going to remain till these 200 people. This forum, this platform, the discussions, the debates, the controversial, the non-controversial issues, the cases presented should all be documented. There should be recordings so that it can reach the masses. I believe India as a country has very scant requests for documentation. I think that is one of the really good solutions which is required. We will need to sell progress to this country. We'll need to market it. We'll need to make it have a great cleavage, and we'll need to make it look really good. Solutions will just not happen. They'll need to be served down everyone's throat. That's how we'll progress. I believe, and I must say, genuinely I believe that India as a country is very self-congratulatory. We just love calling people world famous in India. A singular achievement would describe 50 years of progress. But the very next morning you'll forget it. Right now, if a sports person wins gold in Asian Games or Olympics, at some point of time in his life, he would be standing in the same queue much behind a guy who has just played a single IPL match. That's how it is right now. I believe this needs to be changed. Every individual is unique and they need to have a belief that they can do something even if it's not been done before. It's okay not to have role models in our country, but the belief that you can do something even if it's not been done before is very important. One of the last points I wanted to mention is, I believe the state of the country is defined by what the media feeds us. So if changes are to happen, someone really needs to stand up and give a tight slap to media on its face. It's appalling. The journalists we see today, their interviews, the nuisance news on the most famous online Indian news portal, it's disgusting. There's practically no quality of research they have done. And you know why is that important? Because common man relies on that information and that research. So this fourth estate really needs to be brought up. It really needs to pull its socks up, and we really need to identify a fourth estate which we all agree upon. It should not be always the one whom we always just want to throw the bloody eggs. The fourth estate is really important. And on that media blasting note, I take your leave. Thank you.